With a lot more attention on Godfall lately due to the PlayStation Plus rumor, and also the devs posting on Twitter that more content will be coming in the future, I figured now would be a good time to take a look at the game and see what could be improved. Like with my World War Z video, I am trying to be realistic with what's possible, although with World War Z we've had several major free updates and 2 expansions, so I had a fairly good idea of what to expect. With Godfall we've only had some minor patches and then the one big expansion combined with a free update at the same time. So given that, I'm going to be slightly more ambitious this time around, and several ideas will build onto each other. The Godfall devs did promise a roadmap before the Lightbringer update was released, so I am quite curious to see what's in store for the future of Godfall. And of course, these are just fun suggestions. Maybe the development team has already tried them out and they have not worked for whatever reason. As always, if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more gaming reviews and discussions. And be sure to let me know what you would like to see changed or improved in Godfall in the comments down below. With that said, let's get into it. Number 1. Add in matchmaking for all activities. It was so great to see matchmaking added into the last update, especially since it wasn't originally planned. That said, it was only added in for Ascended Tower of Trials and Lightbringer. Now, it's great to be able to find groups easily for those modes, however, while new players level, they should be easily able to find groups for story content. Because as it is now, they have to look on Reddit, Discord, or join the Godfall PlayStation LFG group to find people to play through the campaign with. Not to mention, endgame content like Dreamstones, where once you hit the higher levels can become extremely difficult to beat them solo. Having a matchmaking option to easily find groups for them would help out a lot, and personally I find them to be a fun way to mix up things as well. Alongside the additional matchmaking options, I would like to see a general group UI improvement, and the menus could use some touching up as well. Minor issues of course, but the group UI will come into play for some of my other suggestions. Number 2. More expansions. While I know this might seem obvious, as far as I know, they have not explicitly said there will be another expansion. Now, there will be more content, we just do not know the extent of it. I thought the Fire and Darkness expansion was a nice step in the right direction, and would like to see Godfall continue to go down that road. Not only that, but I think the game just needs a bit more content to make the amount of content in the game feel like it's in a good place. I'd like to see some bigger changes too outside of just a new region added in. This would help bring more new players to the game, and would give some much needed variety to longtime players. I'm on the fence about a level increase, but it's possible, although they could just add more Ascension levels. Number 3. Raids. And some of those bigger changes could come in the form of 6 to 8 person raids. I've seen this suggested more than a few times, and I'm totally on board for them being added in. They would have to be larger in size and mostly focus on bigger than usual enemies, just so there would be enough space for everyone. But this could potentially be a ton of fun, and new special loot could be added in for this mode. Especially based off the giant boss fights we've seen in the game already, I think the Godfall devs could get very creative with the fights. There probably would need to be other changes made to the game, and I will be going over those in just a bit. Number 4. More weapon combos. This one's going to be short and sweet. I would like to see more weapon combos added in with just a little bit more complexity. And I don't mean things that you need to unlock from the skill tree, just more advanced combos other than 3 light attacks followed by a heavy attack. These advanced combos could even end in special moves or attacks, just something to give the combat a little more variety. I know they have timed attacks, and I'm sure they could be great if used correctly, but I've never been a huge fan of them, so personally I would just like to see some more variety added in. Number 5. More weapon types. We have 5 weapons now, and it would be nice to see a few more added in. Personally, I would really like to see bows added in. One issue I keep having is that against smaller enemies, when you have 3 people crowded around them, it's next to impossible to tell what's going on due to all the particle effects. Adding in a ranged weapon option would alleviate this issue slightly, and it would give more variety to the game. I know this is supposed to be a looter slasher, but I think bows would still be consistent with the game style, and it could be a ton of fun when combined with Godfall's playstyle. This would work really well with the raids that I mentioned earlier, as players would need to be spread out a bit more. Number 6. Combat roles. This is really due to the raids, and already exists to a certain extent, but we could have builds that greater lean towards tank, DPS, and healer. Adding in a healing speciality would be difficult, but it's certainly possible. Newly added in weapon types, especially the bow, could be focused towards healing with their techniques and combos. And you could further customize those abilities with gear. I do think they would have to make it so healers would still be able to DPS, kind of like how it works in the Division 2, because I'm not sure if having a straight up healer would work in the game. And when it comes to tanking, you could add in something like a one-handed hammer that buffs your blocking ability and increases your generated threat. There's really a ton of possibilities here, and if they did want to add in raids, it would be difficult to not add in combat roles, at least to some extent anyways. Number 7. Better inventory management. I'm at the point where I have so much gear, I get anxiety when I get more. Seriously, it can be almost a chore to go through my loot as I'm trying to collect certain pieces for several builds. I do not have a straight up way to fix the inventory management as it is now, but there has to be a way to improve both the UI and functionality, especially when it comes to augments. I know you can have different gear sets between Valor plates, but would like to see more options added in for additional gear sets as well. Even adding in some sort of option to auto-salvage uncommon and green gear automatically would help out things a ton. So there you have it, 7 improvements that should be made to Godfall. Or at least 7 improvements that could potentially be a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, let me know down in the comments things you would like to see improved in Godfall, or even if you have more ideas about what I've already suggested. I really do hope the PlayStation Plus rumor is true, as I do think the game needs a player base boost. When I went back and was playing to capture the footage for this video, I actually could not find a group for Lightbringer, only for Extended Tower of Trials. And I actually tried several different days and times trying to find a group for Lightbringer and just simply could not do so. So I really do think the game needs another player boost. And after that, I hope the PlayStation exclusivity is up, so we could see it come to Xbox and potentially Game Pass, something I think would be really healthy for the long-term success of the game. Who knows, we could even see a Nintendo Switch Cloud version at some point. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, I'll see you all in the next video.